Pow Wow, yo, yippee, yay, guys. It's Pow number 48, and I'm super excited to be with you guys today. As always, we'll dive into the love of the community, then talk about what is happening on SwissBorg Network, a lot of new updates regarding Earn, a lot of new updates regarding the product, great things happening with the Borg Governance 2.0. You're going to finally discover what has the people voted with the treasury parts. Is it going to go to SwissBorg or is it going to you, the dear token holders? And obviously talk about what's happening on the market. As you guys know, my name is Cyrus Fizel. I'm the proud founder and CEO of SwissBorg. Always here to serve you. Question of the week goes to Bear XBT. Is there a reason why IAA is the only thematic without rebalance and allocation? Well, essentially, long story short, allocation has not really changed because they believe that this is the right setup as currently, and same for rebalancing. So it could change eventually, but I think some mantras have been picking up a lot, and people believe that there's still much more to do there. So that's one of the reasons that things haven't changed. News of the week, things are going crazy. Obviously, Microcellular is just buying more and acquiring more and more. Bitcoin is just crazy when you think about it, with all different type of option strategies where people could purchase. So MicroStrategy today is just a huge play on Bitcoin. It's a leverage play on Bitcoin, and the latest investor in MicroStrategy, the stock itself, it's Allianz, one of the biggest insurance dinosaur of Europe, right? So it's really crazy how people are going it. So if you're not able to acquire a physical Bitcoin, institutions could go to the ETFs, but even some institutions are not allowed to go to there. And that's right, they essentially are investing into MicroStrategy. And Michael Saylor is being a great advocate for this. And I think so it's amazing that this last 4 years, how much he's brought to the space. We are having some volatility experience right now in the market, but we'll talk about that. And last but not least, a lot of people are talking about now that Bitcoin is taking off, Solana too, what was going to happen with Ethereum. Some people say it's going to go to 10K, it's going to be 15K. It's definitely true that for now, and that's why I'm wearing this right now, Solana is the layer one that is taking all the caption of people and how people are really getting into Web3. Short term is overheating. You could, obviously you've seen that things went bananas when Trump got elected. Things just went parabolic, and every short position was squeezed out. And the Bitcoin greed index was at 9 out of 10. It was very high, and it's very normal that things type to cool off. And I think so. This is very, very healthy again, right? You don't want the head and shoulders pattern is very important, right? The higher it goes, the faller it will fall. And if we go by support and resistance, is really nice. Right now, we have this resistance that is around 93,000, and the support, and the resistance, which is essentially 100,000. And why is 100,000? Because it just is. It was the case with 1,000. It was the case that happened in the previous one, which was 50,000. Things happen because these magic numbers are very big, and getting to 6 digits number for Bitcoin is obviously something that everyone's looking forward to it, but some people are afraid about it and say this is the top. I don't feel at all as the top. The top will be probably, we'll see how things gonna couple, but the bear case where I see is 130,000 for Bitcoin. The base case is 200, and a bull case would be 280. That's at least my personal scenario. And bull run means, everything, the states and other countries start putting Bitcoin as a strategic reserves. The base case would be if liquidity just fills in and things goes quite well. And the bear case would be, if, for whatever reason, the entire world goes into recession, World War III happens, things like that. If you now know how to trade, I think so this is very important, is we're going to see probably, I believe, a channel between 90,000 and 100. We're going to play this a few times until we break it. And it will break at one moment and then it will go crazy again. I think so this next leg could be played a lot. if you guys like trading, limit orders is definitely something that can enable you to be able to position yourself to buy back, Bitcoin at a lower price or sell it eventually when it gets 99. And you could play those back and forth mean reverting type of strategy if you feel like it. For those who have experience with limit orders, let us know what you're doing. We talked about this just a bit earlier about essentially BTC is going to go to 200K or not. These are the different price scenarios that we could play. Which is very interesting as well, is that Bitcoin dominance is what is Bitcoin dominance? It means out of the market, how much shares of Bitcoin represents the total pie of crypto, right? So we're at 3 trillion, something like that, roughly. Bitcoin has been obviously the main play, and we're saying just right now that the altcoins are starting to gain some momentum. So Bitcoin dominance might lower down, and then it will bring the space to more altcoins such as Solana, Ethereum, and of course Borg token. So this is something that's very healthy. I don't think this is going to happen yet, but it just has been a little bit reverting. I think so we'll have to reach, when you get to 100K, then you'll see probably the real thing going out where more people go into different altcoins. Now let's talk about Borg ourselves. The life is good, LFG. Well, right now, essentially the mains, resistance is at 22 cents, and we are channeling 22, 24 cents. And the bigger resistance after is at 29 cents. I think so. This is something that people are looking at and people are trading. I strongly believe that when you have volatile type of tokens, the best thing to do is to get in and enjoy the ride. But nevertheless, some people are enjoying the trading part of that one. What we know is that a lot of momentum is happening, and we'll talk about a little right after with the Governance 2.0. Well, this week in SwissBorg token universe, there's been a lot of different, the universe itself performed quite well, besides today, of course, but a lot of drops have happened from the meme coins, and that has moved a bit from meme coins a bit to gaming. So, Sand, Mana, and others, which is quite interesting. We see a lot as well, old school type of projects doing quite well, like XRP and Cardano, for example, which is nice, but we see Cake there. Aave is doing very well too. So there's a lot of OG tokens that are coming back into the market and showing some fundamentals, which is nice. Sandbox has been really the main one. I think so. The reason it goes for really what's happening on the metaverse, and people are trying to play this out. Obviously, current exchanges are always been big in video games themselves, because it's a huge country around that. And maybe this could be one of the reasons, the catalyst, that Sand has performed extremely well. Product updates. There's been many more tokens, and a brief review of what's happened last week. A lot of different tokens. Waifu was one of the first one, but listed a little bit too late. Then I thought we were going to list it at a very small market cap, 2 million, and that would have been an amazing ride. However, the AI agent is definitely a strong play, and these guys have good tech. We've been listing Morpho, which is a fantastic token, which is one of the main DeFi protocol today, as you guys know, the fourth biggest money market on Ethereum, actually, with 2 billion of assets, which is really good. We added this right the day of the TGE, and many of you have probably received a nice airdrop. There's Fetch AI that as well we brought in, and Fetch AI, if you guys don't know what it is it's an AI project that it's really an alliance. They have try to scout out to bring the biggest amount of AI projects to go into to FET. And it's a really interesting play, because the first time you see merger and acquisitions within the Web3 universe. I think this is something that's very interesting. So they're really trying to bring a lot of different other AI projects to essentially be able to absorb them within the FET, create a bigger amount of FET tokens, and be part of the Fetch essentially universe. And I think this is very, really cool. Obviously, there's the infrastructure they're playing. They're creating the AI agent themselves as well. They're doing a lot of different cool things with AGI, sorry. So yeah, I think it's a great play, and definitely people will probably think that for Web 2 you have ChatGPT for AI. For Web 3, Fetch AI is a bit this new narrative, and people will remember the token itself. But there's been many other tokens, a lot of different essentially crazy meme tokens. that are in. I don't have any of these ones, but yeah, they're over there. And finally, it took a lot of time. It took more time than we wished, but Injective has been essentially listed in SwissBorg. So Injective is a great token. It's really powering essentially the whole DeFi ecosystem. It's really built to compete a bit with, I would say, Solana itself on the DeFi thing, and be a layer one that really brings something new to the game, which is EVM compatible. For the do-it-yourself squad, we have really cool thing, which is multiple auto invests. So you guys have already know what auto invest is. Now the great thing is that you could do auto invests, for example, in multiple different currencies. So if you have, for example, Ethereum, or let's say Bitcoin, and you want to move out to these currencies and get into Borg token, well, you could do it. And I think so. This is something that's really cool, because as we're able to move from narrative to non-narrative, you could jump right and auto investing out from tokens, or auto investing in or out to different tokens. So let's say, you're fed up of the memes, you start auto investing out from the meme tokens, let's say, to different other tokens. And this could be a great strategy, essentially, to build your portfolio as trends move on. Something that's fantastic as well, I couldn't be very excited even more about this, is a way to have price impact that will enable you to give simulations of how much distortion will happen when you want to execute a trade. So if, for example, in this trade, you want to buy, 0.17 Bitcoins of Borg tokens, well, it will tell you exactly the price impact that will have. And I think this is something that's very important to know. So let's say, in this case, it will give you 0.1%, which you don't care. If in another case, it'll be 2.5%, that's still doable because you want to get in, it's fine. And then if maybe it's too much, it'll be 5%. Are you ready to do for that? And I think so this is going to be really nice, a way upfront to expect the impact of the order size you're going to get on the execution price. So this is something that's very cool, and there's more that will be added with this, but it's a great new way to see how the smart engine is able to get you best prices. And following that, we're going to have a new screen that's going to happen very soon. More versatile, more modern, less clicks, going to be just better for trading, better for investing, and it's going to be very beautiful. So I think this is going to be very nice, and I couldn't be more excited. Now you thought it was finished, but we were building more and more things. And yes, SwissBorg Earn is going extremely well, as you guys know. There is the upshift a strategy that's been launched with USDC. There's right now approximately 13% that you could do on your USDC. This is a high risk, though, type of strategy. And then you have the lowest risk possible, which is the CHF and the VNX CHF and the V Euro, which right now we are the top 5 community leaderboard, which is really nice to see there. So we got to move on, and you're accumulating points as you feel. There's zero risk to this one, just to make things clear. We listed Injective, but even better than that, we have now a very nice staking reward to get up to 9% right now. The risk is low. It's done with the Kellner partners. The cooldown, though, is 22 days because it's essentially staking on and validating essentially transactions. So it takes time. So this is really cool. If you believe in Injective, great way to get rewarded. Borg Governance 2.0, as you guys know, we are building the first community white paper together, form the community with the community. We had different assemblies so far. We have monthly live that happen every month. The first one was about the voting about DEX, the SEX update. We gave you that. We gave you the new white paper. We talked about the vault. We were a bit controversial, but some are very excited about those. And then the next vote. And the next vote was really about the Borg ecosystem rewards. As you guys know, getting a yield on Borg is great and it rewards loyalty, but it's not that sustainable. And the question was, would it be possible to maybe grow up this treasury pots and all the different tokens that are part of the SwissBorg ecosystem, like Xborg or Galactica, Agora, or other free-to developments? What if they would be taking part into this? And the question what we had is, should 100% of SwissBorg ecosystem tokens be allocated as rewards for Borg token holders? And the winner is it going to be SwissBorg or is it going to be Borgers? Well, Borgers have voted. 7,249 people have voted and essentially voted for the distribution. So that means going forward, Borg token holders are going to get 100% back the tokens of the ecosystem, which is a huge amount of tokens, I think, which is really fair. And when I'm talking Borg token holders, that means the company, that means any token holders that are favorable within the ecosystem. Just to make things clear, the statistics around that was very well distributed. Long story short, everyone was for it. Everything, as you see, was in the green, depending on all the accounts were green, and essentially the entire, all the other, I would say, countries at the same thing. So that means that the next Borg assembly is going to happen in December. It will happen in French on the 17th at 6 o'clock, and then it will happen in English at 7 o'clock. The monthly Borg is we're talking about the Borg, it's talking about SexTex updates, what has been improved since then, the community white paper part 2. We're going to talk about the ecosystem rewards. So from the last vote, what are the tokens and how much can we believe that's going to be into these pots? We're going to talk about new things maybe regarding BoardPad, and it's going to be on live on YouTube and on X. If you want to be part of the next great events, we're having a lot of different events throughout Switzerland. The first one will happen on December 3rd at l'Al de Lille in Geneva. It's going to be a fun networking party. Then the day after, we have a theater show that's going to happen in Lausanne, December 4th. Then the week right after, we're going to have a great Christmas party, which is going to be really cool. It's going to happen in the Giarda Ilardo, Bahnhofstrasse 70, which is going to be really cool. Now some Borg and some great numbers, 479 new users in the last 7 days of grades of premium, 157,000 people in the app, which is really amazing. The data itself is going extremely well, 152,000, 1.7 billion of assets. Only 3,000 UKYC users though, unfortunately, and the net flow is okay, but it could be better, 3.5 million. Which brings us to the community index. Last week was a very high 9.2. This one is still extremely high, so don't get wrong, even it's a bit lower. It's very high, which is great. Borg is going well, the volume and the app activity too. Social a little bit lower than last week. Obviously, our wonderful Borg assembly had to do with that. And the invitation is a little bit smaller too. Borgers, another week, another great performance regarding the market. As we're going to be probably channeling this 90 to 100,000, there's so much to be done. I think so on the trading side, if you guys are ambitious, there's a lot of new retail coming in, which is really good. The bull market has been announced, and it's really going well for Christmas. Obviously, there's going to be some bloody weeks and some volatile days, but overall, we are in this new cycle, which is very important. I think though regarding the SwissBorg ecosystem, it's very much growing, as you guys understood. So many new earn opportunities, so many new tokens that are part of it, and this has been done so rapidly. 3 weeks ago we had still 95 tokens. Now 2 weeks later we have like 110, which is quite insane. And so many new earn strategies, USDC, Ether, Injective, and many others regarding staking, or yield farming, with different risks for each different strategies. There's been cool updates regarding the auto invest. Well, you could do with multiple different pairs, which is really cool. The screen as well, that will enable you for trading to be even better, a better user experience, and understand as well the slippage that you could have by creating a big trade or a small trade, which is really cool. And overall, of course, the big shout outs to the Borgers, 8,000 people that voted on bringing this huge treasury pot of tokens ecosystem to be rewarded for you Borg token holders. The staking mechanism that hasn't been unveiled yet, but there's going to be really cool things to be added there, and then this is definitely going to be rewarding you through our dear loyal Borgers. As always, be healthy, be wealthy, love our Borg and equity. Take care, guys. Much love. Bye.
Thank you for watching our weekly Pow Wow episode. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to leave a like, and if you didn't, tune in next week anyway, so that you can figure out if it's better then. Bye!